Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Pittsburgh Steelers players show serious support for Russell Wilson over Justin Fields in team vote. The Pittsburgh Steelers locker room has made it clear who their leader is ahead of the 2024 regular season. The Steelers came into training camp with a quarterback battle between Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. Tomlin did leave open the possibility that the Steelers could use Fields in certain offensive packages that highlight his speed. Coach Mike Tomlin has always preached the importance of leadership in the locker room, and over the years the Steelers have not lacked in that area. That is the case once again this year, where the team has a group of leaders who guide others in their own individual ways, whether it's leading by example with their actions or being a vocal leader who knows how to handle each individual situation. They are the ones who make sure the standard is the standard, a value that has been instilled in all. This year, the Steelers selected their 2024 team captains based on those standards. They are players coaches can depend on. They are players teammates can depend on. And they are players who uphold what being a Steelers player is all about. The team's decision to make Wilson a captain makes any decision by Tomlin to bench Wilson for Fields later in the season a tad bit more difficult. Some analysts think Fields has a chance to become the starter if Wilson starts slow this season. Tomlin decided to bench Kenny Pickett last year after he was named a team captain for the 2023 season. Tomlin could make that decision again with Wilson. However, Wilson's status in the locker room might have to change before that happens. Before the season, at least, the locker room views Wilson as a leader. If the Steelers lose too many games early in the season, the locker room might want a new leader. The Pittsburgh Steelers are signing former Denver Broncos wide receiver Brandon Johnson to their practice squad. Denver tried to retain Johnson on their practice squad, but he left to join the Steelers, which has his former wide receivers coach Zach Azzanni and quarterback Russell Wilson. Johnson played for 2 seasons in Denver after being an undrafted free agent out of Tennessee. In fact, Azzanni recruited Johnson to Tennessee when he was the Volunteers wide receiver coach. That now leads Johnson back to a familiar place and one where he might be able to contribute. On the Broncos roster a season ago, Johnson caught 19 passes for 284 yards and 4 touchdowns in 13 games. In his 2-year career, Johnson has played in 20 career games. He missed time a year ago after being placed on injured reserve in October. The Steelers have scoured the market for wide receiver help, and while Johnson is far from the be-all solution there, he is a big body that can help. He ran a 4.61 40-yard dash coming out in the 2022 NFL Draft, and drew interest as an undrafted free agent. The Steelers still have multiple spots open on the practice squad, but Johnson is the most intriguing add to the room yet, especially with the team's need at wide receiver. Johnson might see the field eventually as a result, and he brings some special teams upside to the position on top of that. Steelers' Jaylen Warren gives Week 1 injury update. The Pittsburgh Steelers are beginning a new chapter with quarterback Russell Wilson on Sunday. Luckily for the black and gold, it looks like running back Jaylen Warren will suit up as well, despite his hamstring ailment. Warren is practicing this week, via Trib Live's Joe Rutter. Jaylen Warren did some individual drills Monday. He said after practice that he expects to do work in teams on Wednesday and is on track to play Sunday in Atlanta. Jaylen Warren did some individual drills Monday, Rutter reported. He said after practice that he expects to do work in teams on Wednesday and is on track to play Sunday in Atlanta. Warren also did special teams work on Monday, via ESPN's Brooke Pryor. Warren, who splits carries with fellow tailback Najee Harris, is considered the superior player of the two by some. There's a chance he gets more run than his counterpart due to his propensity for breaking tackles, via 93.7 The Fan's Andrew Filipponi. If Jaylen Warren is completely healthy Sunday in Atlanta, he should get more touches than Najee Harris, Filipponi claimed. Better player. Warren has best broken tackle rate of any RB in football. Warren and Harris each played all 17 games last year, with Warren averaging 5.3 yards a carry on 149 attempts, and Harris recording 4.1 yards a tote on 255 chances. Warren was also more effective in the passing game, hauling in 61 catches for 370 yards. Conversely, Harris had just 29 catches for 170 yards. To Filippone's point, Warren also had 5.5 rushing attempts per broken tackle, while Harris had 8.5. The stats show that one back is more efficient than the other. Will Warren get the bigger slice of the pie this season? While Warren was more efficient than Harris last year, the latter back still has value. At 6'1", 242 pounds, Harris can wear down defenses throughout the game, making it easier for Warren to work. He also averages 6 yards per reception across his 3 seasons in the league, making him a solid check-down option out of the backfield. Harris, though, may leave after this year. Pittsburgh declined the 26-year-old's fifth-year option and has prioritized negotiating with Cam Hayward and Pat Freiermuth, via the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. If Warren has an exceptional year, it'll all but confirm Harris's future exit. Warren isn't under contract next season either, but he's a restricted free agent. That means that the Oklahoma State alum can agree to an offer sheet with any team, but the Steelers will have a couple of days to match it. Either way, both players' main goal will be helping Wilson revive his career in the Steel City and ensuring another playoff season. Pittsburgh Steelers work out former All-Pro return specialist. The Pittsburgh Steelers worked out former All-Pro return man Jamal Agnew on Monday, according to the NFL Transaction Wire. Agnew is still a free agent after the Jaguars did not re-sign him following the 2023 season after his 3-year deal with the team. Agnew, the 2017 All-Pro at punt returner and punt return yards leader in his rookie season, is now 29 years old, but has the speed that made him a dynamic player from the jump. A 5th-round pick out of San Diego in the 2017 NFL Draft by the Detroit Lions, Agnew spent the first 4 years of his career there before spending the last 3 with the Jaguars. Agnew started his career at cornerback before switching to wide receiver. He has 77 receptions for 746 yards in his career as a wide receiver. However, he has over 4,000 career return yards, which is where he excels as a player. Overall, Agnew has accumulated 12 total touchdowns in his career. Agnew was named an All-Pro once in his career and a Pro Bowler in 2022. At 5'9", Agnew has plenty of speed to burn and ran a 4.34 40-yard dash while coming out of college in 2017. The Steelers would get much faster if they brought Agnew in, presumably to join the team's roster. In 2023, Agnew had 14 receptions for 225 receiving yards and a touchdown. He played in 11 games after suffering a rib and shoulder injury that knocked him out for more than a month and landed him on injured reserve. He suffered a broken leg at the end of the 2023 season. Agnew has received interest from multiple NFL teams over the last few days, and will make more visits, but the Steelers were his first one. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Jamal Agnew? Leave your opinion in the comments.